Yo, welcome back, guys. It's Fate. Today, I'm bringing you guys my 88 goals Week 7 game against Zovier, something like that. Um, so let's just get straight into prep. Like the video if you like it, and comment down below what you thought of my season and anything else you might want to add. Let's go ahead and look at my Reggie Alecki set here, which immediately. Looking at my opponent's team, I was like, yeah, Reggie Alecki kind of goes hard. It kind of goes hard, right? With Thunderbolt, which is going to hit everything except for my opponent's two ground types, Great Tusk and Ursaluna, which will have Terra Ice to also hit, which will double as hitting Zapdos super effectively as well. Then we have Wild Charge to hit the Blissey, which will do big damage to Blissey, by the way, with our 88 attack EVs. And then from there, we just have Volt Switch in case Volt Switch is ever the optimal play. We don't know if it will be or not, but in case it is. Next up, we got Baxcalibur. This time, we're actually not bringing Choice Band. We're just bringing a win condition Baxcalibur with Boots, Glabrus, Ice Shard, and Dragon Dance, and Crash. I don't know if I mentioned Crash, obviously. So, honestly, this is not like a crazy mon here, because Tauros can be a pretty good stopgap to it, but outside of Tauros, there's really not much. I believe Hatterene is my opponent's Terra Captain. But yeah, outside of Tauros, really not much to stop Baxcalibur, and you'll see throughout my prep that the whole prep is sort of focused on making my opponent take a bunch of chip from other setup options that I have, so I can win the game with Baxcalibur and Alecki. Next up, we got Choice Band Azu. Azu does big damage to my opponent's whole team. Really not much more to Azu than that. Next up, we got Garchomp, EQ Stoned, Spikes, and Swords Dance. Garchomp's going to support the team with the Spikes, and then it's also going to support the team by clicking SD and doing big chip to Tauros, Zapdos, or Great Tusk, or even Ursaluna. Whatever my opponent decides to give me the chip on, Garchomp will take it. And that's really the thought process with Garchomp there. And next, we're going to bring Sarah-Ledge, whatever, as it makes its debut for the season for me this week with a Focus Sash Weak Armor set with Bitter Blade, CC, Shadow Sneak, and Swords Dance. This is my dedicated lead, as I will be able to get a Swords Dance off on many things and get that speed boost from that. And then I'll be able to use Bitter Blade, CC, Sneak, or one of those three, I guess, to hit something for big damage. This mon should be able to go 1-for-1 at least off a lead, potentially take 2. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Worst comes to worst, he switches hard into Tauros, and then I also take big damage on the Tauros, which is really the main thing that we want to do so Baxcalibur can win the game. And then, of course, we get the classic Choice Scarf Mesprit, you know me, with the Trick Psychic Ice Beam Stealth Rock. And, yeah, really not much more to it. Pretty HO build from me. I really just want to try to get as much chip as possible so I can win the game with Baxcalibur or Alecki. And really not much more to it. So, thank you guys for watching the video. I record these separately, so it kind of gets confusing for me sometimes. But, battle coming up next. Okay, we are here for the battle, and immediately off a team preview, I noticed something that I have overlooked, quite glaringly overlooked in my preparation for this battle, and that's the fact that Pachirisu completely walls my Regieleki. And so, based on that, I'm like, wow, this is going to be harder than I had hoped. This is going to be way harder than I had hoped. But we just stick with the plan. We lead by Sarah-Ledge as he leads Greninja. And like I said, this was the dedicated lead. I was going to click Swords Dance and try to put in work immediately. However, since he leads this mon, I am worried about it being like potentially Battle Bond. So what I'm worried about here is if he just Hydro Pumps me or Surfs me as ISD and then Water Shurikens to kill me. Right? I'm worried about that. So I just go straight away for the CC to try to catch it, trying to catch me do that, right? But he reveals that it's Protein. And that is going to make it a little bit of a weird situation here as I CC into this, and I do no damage. But we do get the weak armor because he gunk shotted me. So there's also that. Actually, yeah, I think I always had the CC. Because I don't even get weak armor from Surf. But I think, right, that's how weak armor works. Regardless. So I CC as he hits me, and I'm like, okay, let's make a big boy play here because he's switching because I can Bitter Blade and kill him. We're clicking SD here this turn. So I get that play right. He goes Zapdos. We're going to get a big Bitter Blade off here and probably get some health back to where I won't die to Thunderbolt. And that's exactly what happens. I do big 76%, and then I eat that, and I get another Bitter Blade off. He goes Tauros to get the Intimidate off on me. But like I said, I'm pretty okay with that as I just really want to get as much chip as I can. And yeah, that's really the thought process. So we Bitter Blade. Do big damage there, and I'm like, all right, this is great because CC is also going to do huge damage after this. But like if I outspeed, which I will, got the weak armor. But he reveals that he's Aqua Jet, which I not super standard on Tauros. So good bring by my opponent there. I go Regieleki, double a Garchomp, expecting Pachirisu to come out. So I just click SD here, trying to continue to do what Ceruledge just did, which is just break the team to try to put everything in Excalibur range. But my opponent makes a really good aggressive double into Greninja, and I'm forced to fear the Ice Beam. So I go Azu to eat the Ice Beam. And I do know that he's Protein, right? But I live Gunk Shot from here. I calced it, live Gunk Shot because he doesn't get the type change on this turn. Unfortunately, though, he's going to Gunk Shot me and crit me, which puts me in like just a terrible situation, right? I obviously kill the Greninja if I don't get crit, right? And then I still have a whole extra sack, and then you'll see I actually spend my Excalibur here for some reason, clicking Glaive Rush as well, which in retrospect was not my best play to revenge it, right? But I was sort of worried about me going Aleki and then they go Pachirisu, and then we sort of repeat the process, right? In retrospect, should have just done Aleki anyway and just click T-Bolt anyway, right? But now we're just at a point where I save the fucking Excalibur for some reason. Mesprit takes a big damage from the Tauros there, but thankfully doesn't expect the Scarf. We Psychic, do big damage, right? But out comes the Iron Thorns with the booster energy to its attack. I go back Excalibur here. We're really in a pretty fucked situation as I Ice Shard, and it EQs to get the kill on me. We go back to Mesprit to try to trick it. Tricking it actually ends up being my demise because then I can't even outspeed it with my Aleki. I should definitely probably just went Regieleki first because now I just died to Terra Blast Dragon. So it was just all bad. It really was just all bad. Not a great week for me. I mentioned after the game in the spoiler chat that this game is pretty fucking fake because I obviously still have a whole fucking Excalibur. And I have the extra Azu sack. If he doesn't crit my Azu, which is true, but I also think you can objectively say that I didn't play very good as well, right? So that's just sort of how the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you don't play good, and sometimes you got hacks. Both can be true. Both can be true. However, I did absolutely hacks my opponent last week. That's not like entirely true, but I definitely put a little hacks in to my opponent in week 6, so I really can't complain too much. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like the video if you like it, and subscribe for more. Catch you guys next time. Peace.